Whenever it is a block diagram question or a signal flow graph question, you always use the Mason's formula. Don't do any other method. There are so many models, but the most happening question is about the oscillations question. The question in which you will be asked to find the condition of oscillation and frequency of oscillation, followed by the question in which a row becomes zero completely. कंट्रोलर कंपनसेटर टॉपिक में न्यूमेरिक कम होते हैं, थ्योरी क्वेश्चंस ज़्यादा होते हैं, जिसमें यह पूछा जाता है कि इस कंट्रोलर यूज़ करने से क्या इम्पैक्ट होगा सिस्टम पे। इस चीज़ पे बहुत ज़्यादा ध्यान दें। Hello everyone, welcome to this video in which I would like to discuss an exclusive things about control system subject, the subject that I teach. So this video is exclusive about the subject control system, not about any general thing. And I would like to share the way or the methodology of scoring 100% marks in control system, which is very much possible and very much probable. Scoring 100% marks in control systems is very easy and very much possible, and everybody can do this. This subject, which has got so much of popularity among the students, that's of course very popular subject it is, because it's easy and it is common among the three streams of engineering: electrical, electronics and instrumentation, and it is time saving as well as scoring. So I just say the title, how to score 10 on 10 in control system. Actually the marks varies, the range of the marks it varies, a minimum of 7-8 marks and a maximum of 12 marks. So an average of 10 marks is what I guess. So the maximum that happened is of 12 marks once or twice, and minimum of 7 marks. So it fluctuates. So I just say in general 10 on 10. So as I say, it's one of the most logical subjects. The one who go through the complete subject, they understand. And it is linked to several other subjects of engineering. Like it has got great connectivity with signals and system. It has got great connectivity with network theory. And has got great connectivity with analog electronics, the feedback principles, etc. And many other topics of analog, oscillators, the margin concepts, right. So it's connected, very well connected with so many other subjects, and it's spreaded across three streams of engineering, and logical. Once you break the logic, it's very easy to understand and tackle, and most of the questions of control systems can be solved in less than 1 minute of the time. Most of the control system. There are so many shortcut methods. There are so many, easy conclusions that we can obtain throughout the syllabus, and a very good score it is. So that way it has gained a lot of popularity among the students about this subject. So I got, just for a general reminder, I got a complete diagram of a control system in a general words, like a real-time organization and its functionality. So it has got everything included in it, what a control system is supposed to have, the desires and the end delivery, and then the disturbances, the process, everything, the feedback, everything. So just a diagram just for a reminder. So it's not about any technical thing. We are not going to discuss any topic of control system. I just want to share my thoughts of how a student, let me become a student. If I have to score 10 on 10 in control systems, like 100% marks in paper, then what strategy do I need to adapt? See, first of all, you need to attend all the classes and understand all the contents thoroughly. I'm going to tell you the most important topics wherein you get a question with a great probability. So that doesn't mean that you limit to only those topics. In this video, I'll be definitely talking about the topics which has got more weightage, like usually the question that student asks. Sir, what are all important? In general, everything is important because GATE is highly unpredictable. GATE exam is highly unpredictable. If I say that this topic is important, that doesn't mean that you will definitely get a question from that. It has got a great probability that you get a question from that based on the previous papers. Right. So you need to thoroughly study the subject, attend all the classes, and have the complete notes. All that thing have to be done. Apart from that, where I can focus more, where I can emphasize things, where I can stress more to get good marks, in control systems easily. So that thing. And one is the topic's importance and how to handle the questions of the topic effectively in order to score the marks easily is what I would like to discuss in this particular video. So this is the, this is the syllabus in general about the control system, which is common for EC, electrical as well as instrumentation paper, right? So it's a common syllabus. Apart from this, instrumentation people have to study process control engineering, which is application of control system, of course, but I am talking about the syllabus of control systems, and everyone, of course, aware of this thing. Now let me talk about the most important topics in this complete syllabus, good weightage and a great probability of getting question. See, even in this last year and even before that, from past 3 years, a question either from the block diagram or from the signal flow graph is definitely seen based on this past 3 even 4 years of data. If you see the papers, a question either from the block diagram or from the signal flow graph, usually for 1 mark will be seen. But whenever it is a block diagram question or a signal flow graph question, you always use the Mason's formula, don't do any other method. There are many methods that we discuss in the class, but in examination, you be focused. If it is a question of block diagram or signal flow graph, then I am going to use Mason's formula. That's all. No other method you will be discussing or you will be using. So for this, you should be using only Mason's formula. Always. Don't use any other method. That is the easiest way and quickest way of getting the answer. And then, in case of this response analysis, usually questions from the first order system response analysis won't appear. Very rare. Questions from the first order system response analysis are very rare. They do come, but very rare. Most of the questions are about second order system, and in that also, mostly the questions are seen about steady state error or about overshoot, most of the times, right? Most of the times the question will be about steady state error in first place, and in the second place it will be about overshoot and the case where the input amplitude can change the MP. So that's where you need to be careful with. So you need to focus more on this part is what I'm saying. So this is where you get the question mostly, and this is where usually students get misleaded. It's not only that in these topics you will be getting questions. In these topics, examiner can easily confuse you, can easily mislead you. You will be trapped by the examiner very easily in these topics. So that's what I'm trying to focus on that. So use the standard formulas and standard procedures that we discuss, but emphasize more on this. And when it comes to the time domain stability analysis in this Routh-Hurwitz criteria, there are so many models, but the most happening question is about the oscillations question, the question in which you will be asked to find the condition of oscillation and frequency of oscillation, followed by the question in which a row becomes zero completely, right? So this is the most happening question, as well as the place where students do mistakes, commit mistakes. So focus more in this part. More focus is required in this part of the topic. Now, when it comes to this root locus topic, never try to obtain the root locus sincerely using all the properties that we studied. When we are preparing for the exam, during the preparation, of course you prepared in the conventional way where we use all these properties to obtain the root locus diagram of a system. We get a complete root locus, but never do this mistake in examination. Most of the people, they don't know that you never have to do the root locus, you never have to plot the root locus. You can make use of the multiple choices, not just root locus, whatever it be. If it is a question of a diagram, if it is a diagram based question, a plot based question, it may be root locus plot, it may be polar plot, it may be Nyquist plot, or it may be Bode plot. We have got these plots according to the syllabus in control system. Then you never try to draw that plot. While learning, of course you have learned this way only, right? We have drawn the plot, we have developed every plot from the basics to the peaks. We studied everything, but in exam don't do all this. This will waste your time. So what should be doing it, sir? Whenever you are given with a question where you have to obtain either root locus plot or polar, Nyquist or Bode plot, what you do, you make use of the options given and start eliminating from the options. Like in case of root locus plot, identify the root locus or obtain the root locus. Start from the fundamental properties. It has to be symmetric to real axis. Whichever is not symmetric, eliminate that. Then, like small one by one property, root locus has to be on the real axis to the right of which odd number of open loophole plus 0. Whichever is not satisfying, eliminate that. By this time, almost you will be eliminating 2 out of the 4 options, and you will be remaining hardly with the 2 options left. From those 2 options with another property, you will be able to crack the correct answer. So this way it is easy. Not just in root locus, in any other plot, try to make use of the options. Now, when it comes to this margins, gain margin, phase margin, whenever you see a question of finding the gain margin, you always again focus on the options. If the options are having positive sign, negative sign, 0 sign, you can easily solve the question by determining the stability using RH criteria. Don't try to find gain margin or phase margin if the options have such provision that plus minus 0. You never have to find the margin, because finding margin is a lengthy procedure. So don't go by gain margin calculation or phase margin calculation. If you ever see the options having positive polarity, negative polarity, 0 value, that means you can crack this question by determining the stability of the given system using RH criteria. So use RH criteria to answer the question of gain margin, phase margin. Right. So you have to be watchful, be focused, look at the options. That's more important. Got it. Now, when it comes to, again, polar plot or Nyquist plot, if it is about the plot, always look at the initial phase and final phase and compare with the transfer function. Try to eliminate from the options. Always elimination strategy you have to adapt. And if it is about condition of stability, let us say you are given polar plot or Nyquist plot or even Bode plot, and you are asked to determine the condition for the system to be stable. If you can deal with that using polar and Nyquist concepts, do that. But if you are getting confused, sir, एग्जाम में ना ये सारे कॉन्सेप्ट्स याद नहीं आ पाए, तो सबसे आसान और सबको समझ में आने वाला तो रूथ हर्विट्ज क्राइटेरिया है. So why don't you go by RH criteria and get the stability condition, though it is about the Nyquist plot, and finish the question. So you always think of the alternate methods of solving the question. हमेशा ना alternate method, जिस मेथड से उस क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करना है उस मेथड से करने की कोशिश करें. इफ यू आर फीलिंग कॉन्फिडेंट एंड यू आर गेटिंग थिंग्स बट यू आर नॉट एबल टू रिकॉल थिंग्स, देन डोंट वरी, you have got alternate methods and easy methods. So always try to interlink the techniques. You have to learn this. You must be practicing that any question must be solved using RH criteria. Though it is a question of Bode plot, think how you can solve this using RH criteria. Though it is a question of Nyquist plot, polar plot, even root locus plot, think how you can solve that using RH criteria, because RH criteria is the easiest among all. जो सबके समझ में आता है, आसान है, तुरंत हो जाएगा. So try to apply this thing in all the topics, every topic में. या try करें आप, सीखें कि how I can do this, how I can apply this, because in tough times this will help you out. That way. Right. When it comes to this control system designs, controller and compensator, you will never get a design based question. Design a controller, design a compensator from so and so requirement. That will only be seen in the mains examination, conventional paper. You will have all standard questions, formula based questions. Whatever formulas are there in controllers and compensators, just learn them along with the, and you have to make a list of, from all the discussions, which controller can have what impact on the system. Prepare a table. This controller has this impact, this controller has this impact. आप एक टेबल बना लीजिए, like short notes. सिर्फ इसके लिए नहीं, शॉर्ट नोट्स तो आपको सबके लिए बनाना पड़ेगा, सारे चीज़ों के लिए बनाना पड़ेगा, फ्रॉम फर्स्ट टॉपिक टू द लास्ट टॉपिक, फॉर एन क्विक रिविजन एट द एंड ऑफ इट. बट पर्टिकुलरली इस टॉपिक में, कंट्रोलर कंपनसेटर में, यू विल हैव मोस्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस टू बी थ्योरी क्वेश्चंस. which of the following is the effect of this controller, which is not the effect of this controller, which is the advantage of this, which is the disadvantage. Most of the questions आप देख लीजिए, previous 5 years, even 10 years questions उठा के देखिए, कंट्रोलर कंपनसेटर टॉपिक में न्यूमेरिक कम होते हैं, थ्योरी क्वेश्चंस ज़्यादा होते हैं, जिसमें यह पूछा जाता है कि इस कंट्रोलर यूज़ करने से क्या इंपैक्ट होगा सिस्टम पे. इस चीज़ पे बहुत ज़्यादा ध्यान दें, क्योंकि मैक्सिमम क्वेश्चंस इसी हिस्से में होते हैं. एंड कमिंग टू दिस लास्ट टॉपिक, स्टेट वेरिएबल एनालिसिस, जिसमें सिर्फ 3 क्वेश्चन ही होते हैं. 99% of the times सिर्फ 3 क्वेश्चन, या फिर स्टेट डायग्राम बनाना होगा, या स्टेट मॉडल बनाना होगा, या फिर कंट्रोलेबिलिटी ऑब्जर्वेबिलिटी चेक करना होगा. And we have got so many easy methods for that, right? I mean, I cannot, the purpose is not to discuss those methods. You don't even have to put your pen on the paper. There are so many easy methods, particularly in this topic. This complete topic can be solved without using pen. Master all those techniques. Master all those. They have already been discussed, but you master all of them. You can write the state model directly from the given transfer function. You can identify the state diagram directly from the given options. You can identify the state model directly from the given options. There are so many easy observations. You need a great observation. So observe the given question and you can easily come out with the correct option. And even determining the controllability, observability, we have such a wonderful method that can get the answer on fingertips. And in seconds you will get the answer. So avoid all the conventional ways of doing things and lengthy ways of doing things. Try to focus. Learn everything. You have to learn everything. Don't get distracted. You have to learn the subject completely and then focus more on these easy ways of doing things. And these are the most happening topics. But there are so many other small topics that we study in the syllabus. I also have an idea about them, but more focus and more practice, more time have to be given to them. Coming to, the study materials are from where to prepare. So the biggest source of your preparation should be your classroom notes. There are so many textbooks of control system, but in no book you will find all written in a very lucid and simple manner at one place. In order to grasp any concept from any textbook, of course everything is there in the textbook, but if you want to understand it from any textbook, you have to read so many pages and from so many places you have to derive that conclusion from all the examples they give. So I have presented all those things in a very comprehensive manner in your notes. So as far as the theory, the contents are concerned, you never have to study anything other than the classroom notes. For questions, the more you practice, the more you feel confident, right? So it is a practice that makes you perfect. The knowledge of the subject will make you feel confident about the subject. Knowledge makes you confident, but you will be perfect only when you practice enough. So regarding practice, you have to repeat the questions that are discussed in the classroom and you have to solve questions from the workbook. At least 2 बार workbook को complete करना पड़ेगा. And then कम से कम 5 साल के PYQs of all 3 branches, EC, electrical instrumentation, ये solve करना होगा. And test series, extremely important. So attempt test series, don't give up. Most of the students, they do this mistake. They don't appear test series. So your preparation is never complete without this PYQs and test series. So make sure that you attempt test series, all the tests, you have to give all those tests, part syllabus, full syllabus, subject wise, mocks, everything you have to give. And also PYQs. And once you have given test series, you have to see the video solutions that will be uploaded from time to time and see where you went wrong, rectify your mistake, repeat the question which you answered wrongly and try to learn from that rectification. So this way you will be definitely perfect in this subject. So thank you so much for watching this video. Wish you all the best. God bless.